This is Andy with QualityStocks.net. Today is April 1st, 2010, and we're taking a look at JBI Incorporated. It's a NASDAQ bulletin board stock trading under the ticker JBII. The reason this chart was selected was because I had a gentleman ask me today what I thought of this chart and how you use technical analysis for determining entry and exits when a chart's made a move like this. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to show how I trade and how I read candlestick charts. Now, you can see this made a huge move back in December, just beautiful. Big move, consolidation, and then another launch once it took out that resistance level. It doubled it up again. Beautiful move. Since then, over the last several months, it's been in a little bit of a downtrend where it's consolidating. Technical analysis, as far as using the indicators, is a little bit different here than finding bottoms and tops, because this is going to be a very middle of the road sort of thing. This is the long consolidation. You can see that everything just gets peaked out so high on that gigantic, 8-bagger sort of move. Now everything has to come back down, settle back in before it can pick a direction again. See, we're getting a little bit of an uptrend with the MACD and the PPO, which are mimicking each other. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. The ADX is in a position that I'm not crazy about right here at this moment because of the negative DI turning up. But they're so bunched up together right there that it's not a huge concern because they can break either direction at this point. The point is that they're down low. They're set right now to hopefully head into a trend. MFI is kind of indicative also of everything that's going on. The accumulation distribution has held up very well throughout this little downtrend it's been in, the consolidation, however you want to refer to it. Everything else down kind of where you'd expect it to be, where this is at a decision-making point here pretty soon for JBII. The point of it is, when I look at charts like this, or when I look for entry and exits, again, I don't give any recommendations, but personally, I look for support levels. This is going to see a support level right here around $4. You can see it's going to have a bottom support here at 360. It's a good point to note that we always talk about the 50-day moving average as being a source of support and resistance. You can see when it did make it's a drop here after the big move, bounced right off that 50-day, right back up, a 50% or 100% gain from there to there. So good point to note how it is often a support level or a resistance level. Anyway, I think $4 is a pretty solid support level through here. Personally, it depends on your tolerances for trading. I always try and stay within 10% of support because that's a tolerable loss most of the time. So I would try and keep this an entry point near $4. Now that's if it breaks down. Now if I'm really looking to get into this play, there's several things going on here. The Bollinger Bands are tightening up slightly. You can see if they're in a channel now with the bottom volley coming in a little bit closer. It's starting to tighten up a little bit more. Moving averages all bunched together. Trading over the 200-day, which is bullish, but trading under the 50-day, which is bearish. But it's so close to it right here that right now the moving averages aligning, as I call it, pulling all together, becomes often indicative of the possibility of a bigger move coming. So if this breaks down, I would probably be watching it trade, of course, and I'd want to look for an entry around $4 and try and play that support level. If it falls, especially if it falls with volume, I'm looking to possibly exit and cut losses right away. If this does decide to turn up the other way, which there's still a possibility of that with the way that this is trending, it actually could be making a new high or low if it turns. It's like I say, it's in the middle of the road here. I think you could draw a trend line on here. Some people put it on like that, right around 650, which is a high end. I'd probably put one through here as well. And I'd try and catch these points. Was an opening closing points, a high point, and another high point through there. Put you right around $5, which is also going to be a resistance level based on it was support here that fell. And you can see it's touched it several times now since as resistance and had a hard time holding above it. So I think it's going to have something right here in front of it, and it's going to probably maybe deal with today at the 450 range, 460 range, 460, somewhere around there, 475 perhaps, right in this area. If it's going to move up, I'd be looking for it to test $5. So I'd be watching volume. If it breaks up, I'd feel pretty confident with it if it starts to go up that it's going to take this out and head for that other line that I had in there at the high point of the trend line. I'd feel pretty confident if this starts to move north, it's going to go right through $5. I do believe that would just be my guess. All the indicators are aligned so far that if they start to break north, there's plenty of room for them to move again. So if it wants to break down a little bit, I'd be looking for $4. If it wants to break up, I'd be looking for it to break through $5. That would probably be my personal entry points on JBII, and that's how I use candlestick charting to determine entry and exit points. This is Andy with QualityStocks.net. I'll see you on the boards.